Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, on my channel, I'm always telling you guys, live an active lifestyle. Make smart nutritional choices. Move more and sit less, ladies and gentlemen, right? Fight against the laziness. It's not about perfection, but about consistency. It's not about what you look like in the mirror, but about how you feel, ladies and gentlemen. And I've told you guys in this channel about testing your abilities. Testing your physical abilities, your physical limits. Seeing what you can do. That's really the cool thing about the human body, ladies and gentlemen, is that the human body can do some crazy things. You have seen other people out here doing crazy things. You can do some of those things too. Maybe you can't do it to the degree of some of these other people, but you can get out here and do some things or test yourself and see what you can do and what you can't do. Because maybe there are things that you can do now that you couldn't do 2 years ago. Maybe there's something you can do now that you couldn't do last year. And testing your physical abilities, testing your physical limits, it goes hand in hand with fitness, ladies and gentlemen. Because let's be honest, what's so great about fitness if we can't test ourselves, right? Why are we working out, right? Exercising, right? There are many different reasons why we're doing this, right? People are doing it for their health. People are doing it for their look. People are doing it for the overall sense of well-being that you get. I told you guys, you get a great sense, for me anyways, the positivity, the energy that I get from exercising, how it puts me in a positive mood for the rest of the day, a positive mind frame. I talked about the immune system. All of these things benefit from exercise and nutrition. But also, we want to be able to test ourselves, right? Sometimes maybe you're exercising because you want to see if you're going to be able to play basketball better. It's going to help you in a sport, maybe football, hockey, soccer, tennis, whatever you play. Exercise can help you with that sport. So testing your physical abilities that way is something that you'll notice. Maybe you can run faster or jump higher a little bit, or you feel you're a little bit quicker. Your stamina is better. You're able to go longer without being as tired as you once were. These are all ways to test our physical abilities. Now, it doesn't have to just be in sports, right? I've talked to you guys before about testing out yourself. The L-sit, for example, right? I've talked to you guys about the L-sit, right? So I would get like my little, dip bars here, and I'll hold myself on the dip bars and keep your legs out straight at a 90-degree angle. Seeing if you're able to do that for 10, 15, 20 seconds. Holding the L-sit, right? That's a way to challenge your core muscles. I've shown you guys my handstand walks, right? And I told you guys, this was something that I saw people doing, and I was like, no, I wonder if I can do that. So let me see if I can walk on my hands, right? And I would try to go, and I would fall. I would try to go a couple steps, and I would fall, right? Just holding a handstand for me was hard originally, but I kept practicing these things, right? Week after week, month after month, and then after a year or so, I was able to walk on my hands pretty good. To the point now, you're talking about 10 years later, I'm able to, I told you, I could probably walk on my hands, maybe to a 50-yard line on a football field, guys. I could probably walk that far. You guys have probably seen some of my videos of me walking on my hands down the beach, right? And I have my wife filming me, and I walked the entire length of the sand, going from where I was, sitting in the sand all the way to the water. And that was a pretty far distance. So this is the improvement. I was able to test myself, test my physical abilities, because my physical abilities got better, right? My limits were being pushed because I was exercising, right? And doing all these things, staying active, right? Which allowed my body to do things that I didn't even know I can do. I wasn't training to walk on my hands. I practiced these things, but I wasn't training to be better at handstand walking. It was just something that I was able to do because of the way that I was training. The strength in my shoulders, my core strength, the balance, all these kinds of things, guys, right? Coordination, right? I told you guys, it comes with what? Things like jumping rope. So something that I was doing every single day, jumping rope, helps me with my balance, my coordination, right? My overall strength. So I wasn't really training for handstand walks, but I was able to do these because of my training. Right, guys? When we talk about running up hills, I've shown you guys my hill training, right? Well, I run up hills, sprinting up hills. I'm probably going to go back to my hill, probably starting again next week. The weather's getting a little bit better to go outside and get on the hill. So I'll probably start going back to my hills. Like this, probably starting next week. All these things, guys, prepare me for life to be better at everyday activities. I showed you guys the human flag that I was able to do. You guys know a human flag, right? You get like a vertical pole or something vertical, and you will hang sideways from it like this, right? Straight out. You probably have seen some of these gymnists, or some of these bar workout people, these guys who do a lot of body weight stuff. These guys are masters at their body weight. You've probably seen them do these things, right? So the human flag, it's a really extreme move, very difficult move. Most people will never be able to do something like that, but I never trained to do that. I was able to do that just because of my training, just because of the way that I exercise. So remember, if you're focused on the full body workouts, focus on your core, right? Without doing things like crunches. That's not going to help you out, guys. But you stay doing things like carries, I've talked to you, got the burpees, the full body workouts, right? Then you're able to master your body weight because you're doing things like pull-ups and squats and push-ups, all these things, right? Handstand walks. And you're working on your body weight. You're mastering your body weight. So then that way you might be able to do something like the human flag. So I told you, I saw Jason Statham in that magazine, Men's Health magazine years ago, like 15 years ago, whatever it was. And on the cover, he was doing the human flag. Or maybe not on the cover. I know in the magazine article, he was doing the human flag. I don't know if he's doing it on the cover. But in the article, the first page of the article, he's doing the human flag. And that's when I saw it. I was like, damn, I wonder if I can do that. And I was like, and I was a fan of Jason Statham. I always liked his movies and stuff like that. I always thought he was a badass. And he was always into health and fitness. And I was like, I wonder if I could do that. So one day I just went out there and tried it. And I was almost able to do it. So to me, it just seemed like I didn't have the technique down, but I had the strength to do it. And then I tried a couple more times to get the hand placement down. And, I looked to see how guys do it. How do you hold your hands? And what are you supposed to be doing, pulling and pushing at the same time and keeping everything tight? And eventually I'm able to do it. And I used to be able to do it for maybe 30 seconds. I'd be able to hold this. I probably can't do it like that anymore. Maybe I could do it for maybe 5 or 10 seconds, if that. But I was able to do that without, I wasn't training for that. But I was able to do that. You understand what I'm saying, guys? So that's how I think about testing your physical abilities. Use your health and fitness to have fun with your fitness. Have fun with these things. Go see how fast you can run. Go see how high you can jump. Go see how quick you can move, right? I posted videos of me doing a shuttle run. You guys have probably heard of a shuttle run before. Football players use it in the NFL combines and things like that, where you're going to go 5 yards one way, 5 yards, or 10 yards another way, and then, 5 and then 10 yards back. So it's a shuttle run. It's a really test your lateral quickness and speed, right? Coming out of your brakes, back and forth. So these are kinds of things that you can work on and test if you've been exercising and working out and, like I said, staying active. Test yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun with your fitness because that's really what it's about. Having fun, enjoying the journey, guys, and being able to push yourself to new heights.